Hi everyone, this is Grammar Week 21 and I just want to apologize. I did do a 24-minute video already and for some reason we went to try to switch the way it was facing the layout and we can't get it to upload again. So I'm going to have to restart, but let's try to do a quicker version and hopefully you all can learn something and we can work on this together. All right, so let's go ahead and start. This week we have 2 boxes for you to do on your own, which I know you have been working so hard at home. You have created your 8 parts of speech pages and you have the charts from Sister Allred to help you. And so I think that you can use all those great resources and work on this at home and do your best. And even if you miss some, it's okay. That's how we learn. The more and more we practice, the better we'll get at understanding and knowing all of these terms. So do your very best on matching the term to the definition. So a noun, if we did the first one together, we would think a noun. A noun is a word for a person, place, activity. Oh, person, place, or thing, activity, or idea. So then we would look on our matching definition box and look for a person, place, or thing, activity, or idea. And I see it. Noun would come down to this one. And then you would go to the next one. It might help you to read it and then try to match it. Or if you know what a pronoun is, then look for what that is. A pronoun replaces a So look for where you would find pronoun and work on those and do your best. Now up here at the top it says underline the adverbs in pink. If you're remembering from our chart, adverbs actually modify verbs. That's why they are a color that's connected to it. Pink will modify red because pink is a pretty close color to red. And so it will say, if we sing our adverb song, we would sing, an adverb modifies a verb, adjective, or another adverb, and answers the questions how, when, where, why, how often, how much, to what extent, and under what condition. So those are pink. If it's modifying a verb, then you know it's an adverb. And Josh, on our last video, he helped give us an example. We had 2 guest visitors. We had Abraham and Sarah, because that's who we learned about in history. And there were false idols that they could have worshipped. We have this big chocolate frog, a golden horse, a golden dinosaur, and this snake head guy. He kind of looks like a false idol too. And they could worship those false idols, or they could worship and go to the temple. So they're going to, every time we get a sentence correct, they're going to go to the right place of worship. So Abraham, Josh was that last time I did the video, but he's not here right now. So we'll have Abraham is going to help us find an adverb. Let's look. When Josh was here, he knows to look for ly for adverbs. And so in the first sentence, he found thoughtfully, ly. And now let's see if it modifies the verb. The ancient Egyptians developed their own interesting stories to thoughtfully explain the complex world around them. So thoughtfully is modifying explain. That is a verb. And so if you want, you can do an arrow showing it's modifying explain, the verb, the action verb explain. That's an adverb. Good job. Now let's try to find an adjective, which would be in green. Now adjectives, let's jog our memory. Adjectives modify nouns or pronouns. So do you see it's connected because green is needed to make that color. You have to have blue. And so it's kind of a family member of blue becomes green. Adjectives modify nouns or pronouns. So let's sing this song. And my best song is the one that goes to Just Coming Around a Mountain because there's so many adjectives in that song. It's bumpy and the road is dusty and she's coming around really fast and she's so boisterous and fun. So let's sing it together. An adjective modifies a noun or a pronoun by describing, modifying, or limiting and answers the questions. What kind, how many, which, whose. What kind, how many, which, whose. And adjectives. A and the article adjectives. A and the. Good job. So we know if it's answering what kind, how many, which, whose, and modifying a noun, it's an adjective. Hold on, Hannah. Okay, so we are going to look through our sentences. Hannah, you have to go down. Can you go get on your snow clothes and go play outside for a little bit?
I don't want to go outside.
Okay, then can you go find a toy in the other room?
No.
Okay, then you have to be kind of quiet.
Do I see a frog?
Yeah, we have a frog here visiting with us.
So, give me the frog, Josh.
Okay, Hannah wants to hold our frog. Okay, so let's find the adjective. We know that it's going to modify a noun. Let's read the first sentence and find one together. The ancient Egyptians developed their own interesting stories. All right, I already have seen two. Any words that modify nouns? Well, the second word, ancient, is telling us more about Egyptians, which is also a noun. If you want, you can draw an arrow to show it's modifying Egyptians. And that is our first adjective. Now, we also know that the is an article adjective. So if you wanted to underline that also, then you would be correct because that is an article adjective.
What are you doing?
I was doing a grammar video. So keep looking for those and do the rest on your own. Try to find adjectives in green and adverbs in pink. And we will correct it next time. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our sentences and see how we do. I'm sorry, it's kind of shaky because I have to do this with an iPad and I don't have a way to hold it up strongly. So you just have to bear with me. Okay, let's work it together. Let's read the first one. Egyptians believed in an afterlife, so they mummified their dead. Now, if we were to ask who or what is this sentence about? This sentence is about Egyptians. So let's label that our subject noun. It's okay, Hannah. You can go get it. Go get it from underneath the table. Now, what is being said about Egyptians? Egyptians believed. That is our verb. Egyptians believed. And then we have in an afterlife. The word in, does it stand out to any of you as something, a part of speech? If you think closely, it is a preposition. Remember our, let's see, down, during, except, for, from, in, inside, into, like. So here is our preposition page. We know in is a preposition, and we always know we usually have a prepositional phrase where we use parentheses with the preposition here and then an object of the preposition. Okay, Hannah, you have to be whispers or you have to go in a different room, okay? So let's put that. If you have a yellow or an orange, then you can use it. If not, then just use a different color or your pencil. Let's see. I just got that little bead off the top. In is a preposition, and I'm going to put this into parentheses. In an afterlife. So we know in is P for preposition. So above the in, put a letter P. And afterlife. What is the object or noun in this phrase? Afterlife. So this is our OP, our object of our preposition. And an is an article adjective. Let's label that AA. AA. Good. Then we have the Egyptians believed in an afterlife. So they mummified their dead. And in this example, Hannah, gotta be a little quieter, sweetie. So is who knows what type of word that is? It is a conjunction, which connects words, phrases, or clauses together. It's a fanboys, for and nor, but or yet so, for and nor, but or yet so. So when we have a conjunction, we can label that C, conjunction. Oh, let's see if I can get this pen to work. Hannah, will you close the door? Someone's on the piano upstairs. Can you close that door? It's kind of loud. Can you close it? Thank you. So we have conjunction, so, and then we have another clause. Now, who or what is this next clause about? They. Let's label it subject noun. That's actually a pronoun, but it's still our subject of our sentence. So subject noun. What is being said about they? They mummified. V. Oh, I forgot to label what type of V up above. They mummified their dead. Now, there is telling us more about dead, but can dead replace or describe they? Dead and they? No. No, no. D-O. Label verb transitive. So dead is a D-O. Shanna, it's okay. So let's label this a T. Label verb transitive. So because, Shanna, you're okay. I can't lift you up right now because I'm doing grammar video. Can you go play with a toy?
No.
Can you go find somebody else? And you have to take the blanket off of you. That blanket's too hard to hold you. So we have D-O, and then there is modifying our noun, dead, so it is actually an adjective. When we have a word that's modifying a noun, remember up here, Hannah, just a minute, please. If we have a word modifying a noun, it is an adjective. Okay. See how the adjectives modifies nouns, so that's our adjective. And now let's label what type of verb the first one is. Egyptians believed. Is there any word that comes after believed that's not in a prepositional phrase in that clause? No, Egyptians believed. So no action is being transferred. If no action is being transferred, then that means we have the first type of verb on our chart, which is an SVI. And Sister Updike taught us to label SVIC, intransitive complete. So let's label it SVIC. Hopefully you guys can pay attention, even though Hannah is a little noisy over here. Egyptians believed, the action just reflects back on itself. They believed in an afterlife, so they mummified their dead. Now let's diagram it. Let's see. I want to make sure I give myself enough room. So let's start up here. Egyptians believed. Let's put our T chart there. And then we have a prepositional phrase, in afterlife. Then we have a conjunction where we connect the verb to the second clause, and we're putting it on a straight line because we have a fanboys. Oh, make sure you can see it. And then the second clause comes in, and we put our T chart again, and then we have a DO, which means something is transferring action from the subject to a word after the subject, and there is another adjective. So pause it and see if you can fill in all the parts of this sentence on your own. All right, so hopefully you've had a chance to work on labeling this diagram. Let's do it together. Egyptians. Go here. Nathan, can you take her in a different room for a little bit, please? Or help her find the toy upstairs? It's okay. Nathan, can you take her upstairs, please? Sorry, guys. Just trying to make it so we can hear better. Hey, Nathan, when she's done crying, she can come back. Okay, sorry. It's hard when we got everybody doing all the things. So let's go ahead. Egyptians believed is our verb. And then we have our prepositional phrase, in an afterlife. In comes on this slanted line. And then our object of the preposition is afterlife. That goes on the straight line. You could actually, I've just realized it. I have it in yellow because it's part of my prepositional phrase, but it is a noun, so it could be blue. In an afterlife. Okay, that's okay. That's all right. Just leave it there. An afterlife. Okay, and then we have our conjunction, so, which is putting these two clauses together. So, and our next subject of the next clause is they. And what is the verb? Mummified. And there's kind of not a lot of room here. Mummified. Thank you for working on that. And the object here is what was being mummified? Their dead was being mummified. And the word there is describing our noun dead, and it's green as an adjective. Now we know that this, is it declarative? Is it just stating something, this type of sentence? Is it exclaiming with an exclamation point? No, so I'll X that one off. Is it a question, interrogative? No. Imperative is a command. Is this a command? No. Then we know it's stating something declarative. Now we have two different types of clauses, so we can label it SVIC, and we also have an SVTDO. Oh, sorry, there we go. So SVIC and SVTDO. And because we have a conjunction that's connecting two clauses together that can stand alone, is it simple, compound, or complex? Compound, because this house has two houses that can stand alone joined by a conjunction. Great work. So now we can have our Abraham and Sariah. Let's see, I'll grab Abraham. His hair has fallen off. Let's see if I can get it on with one hand. Might be kind of tricky. Hannah, you can stay down here, but you have to be quiet, okay? Awesome. Abraham, woohoo! Now he's not going to go over here and worship the false snake idol. So he's going to make it to the temple. Good job, Abraham. Get rid of that false god. Whew. All right. So now let's do the next sentence together. This one says, wow, we know so many truths because we have the restored gospel of Jesus Christ. So let's figure out who or what is this sentence about? Well, immediately what jumps to me off of the page is the interjection. The interjection, wow. And up there, I think we had interjections being in orange. So if you have orange, you can label it. I will put INT, interjection. And if you can't see that very well, then you can make it darker. INT, interjection. Now, who or what is this sentence about? This sentence is about we. Subject, noun. We, and what is being said about we? We know. And I have to use this one, Kay. We know. What do we know? So many truths. We know so many truths. So what is being known? We have a few words here that are in the way, but we know truths. We know truths. Can truths replace or describe we?
Mom,
No. No, D-O. Label, verb, transitive. Because I fixed it for our friends. D-O, label, verb, transitive.
Mom, fix that.
I fixed it because I wanted to.
Mom,
So many truths. So many are actually modifying or giving us more information about truths. Hold on, Hannah. I'll do that in a little bit. Okay? I can't do it right now. I'll do it in a little bit. So we know they are modifying this noun, which means they are adjectives. Adjectives modifying nouns. So it's telling us what kind they are or how many. This is many. Thank you. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. I'm on to the next sentence now, so it's okay. I'll try and see which one can work after. So many is telling us more about truths, and so then we are going to label this ADJ in green. And so is also modifying, let's see. So, how, when, where, why, how often, how much. So in this example, we actually have, might be kind of tricky, but if we look back at what our adverbs do, if you look at your chart of adverbs modify a verb, an adverb modifies a verb, adjective, or another adverb. Adverbs can modify adjectives. It's asking how much. And so in this example, so is telling us more about the adjective, many. And so this is an adverb. So let's put ADV, adverb. So many truths. So we have an adverb and an adjective telling us about truths. The so is telling us about the adjective, and the adjective is telling us about the direct object. So many truths. Great. And then because, who knows what kind of word because is? Think back on your parts of speech. If you look right here in conjunctions, you will remember our subordinating conjunctions, which are when, while, whereas, since, if, although, whereas, unless, because. Remember this chart? Subordinating, they live underwater. They cannot stand by themselves. No, Hannah, don't put a marker on that, please. So we know that we have a subordinating conjunction with the word because. Hannah, be careful, please. Let's label it as sub-C. Subordinating conjunction, sub-C. Then we have another clause after our subordinating conjunction. Yep, Hannah, be careful. Hannah, can you come color on a different paper?
Yeah.
You color on this paper, okay? Yep, that can be Hannah's paper. So now we have another clause. We have the restored gospel of Jesus Christ. So this subject noun, who or what is this about? We. And what is being said about we? We have. So let's label that as our verb. Subject, verb. We have the restored gospel. We have gospel. There's some other words here that are describing more about gospel, but the main word that we have is gospel. So can gospel replace or describe we? No. D-O. Label verb transitive. So gospel is our D-O. It is what is being verbed? The gospel is being had. Have gospel. So label verb transitive. Let's put a T up there. And then we have gospel. Now the and restored, what are they telling us more about? They're modifying something. Think about this is a noun because it's a D-O, and D-Os are always nouns. That means we have an adjective that's modifying our noun. So restored is an A-D-J. A-D-J. And we also remember that the is an article adjective. So that also is A-D-J. Sorry, you could just put A-A. Article adjective. Let me cross that out. A-A. I think we could have done that. Let's see if we had that in our last one. No, I think we're good. Okay, A-A. So then we also have of Jesus Christ. Now, who can remember the word of is a special word. It's a special part of speech. Do you remember? This is your clue. A preposition relates a noun or pronoun to another word. Let's look for the preposition of. Here we go. Goes near of, off, on, onto, out, outside, over, past, regarding, since, through, throughout. Of is a preposition, like we have written here. So let's put it in parentheses and find our object of our preposition. Of is our preposition. P. Hopefully you can make that a strong P. And then Jesus Christ is a title, and so that entire phrase acts as our object of our preposition, O-P. So put an O-P above Jesus Christ. Great, so now we have everything labeled. Let's go ahead and diagram it. Getting my pen. So we know when we have an interjection, we always do what? Place it on a line above the rest of our diagram. So there's a line above, and here's our main clause. And then we're going to have, there's our verb, our T-chart, our subject and verb. And from the verb, we have a subordinating clause that then connects to another clause down here. And here's another verb. And this one has a D-O, so I'm going to put a line straight up and down. And then there's some modifiers. And then here, and that line is supposed to come off there. Now we have a few that come here to modify this verb. Now we should be ready to go. So you pause it and see how much you can do on your own. And then join us again when you're ready for some more help. All right, so here we go. Now we're ready to put our words on the diagram. Let's put our interjection wow up at the top because it is standing apart from the rest of the sentence. And it says, remember, an interjection shows excitement or emotion, set apart from a sentence by an exclamation point, a comma where the feeling is not as strong. So, ouch, yay, hey, wow. Those are all interjections. Good. So now, who or what is this sentence about? We know our subject noun, we. We know it's we know. And what is being known? Oh, looks like I forgot to do this. We know. Let me put a line right there. And then this line is supposed to be connected over here. So it should be okay. We know, and what do we know? We know truths. What words tell us more about truths? So and many. And so is our adverb, S-O. So, and then many. Truths. I wonder if the so should come off of many, but for now I think we'll leave it like this. So many, and then we have our subordinating conjunction. It's on a slanted line. It connects to our next clause. So let's write that on our slanted line because, and then we have, back to our subject, we, because we, verb is have, and what do we have? The gospel. Gospel comes on this line and as our D-O, and then we know it's the restored. So the comes underneath, and restored comes underneath. And our preposition, the gospel of, comes on this slanted line of, and then on this straight line, I'm just going to connect it by showing it's supposed to be there, of Jesus Christ. Now, if you can't see that very well because it blends in with the pink background, you can change it to a different color. Jesus Christ will stay on that same straight line. Our object of our preposition. So, of Jesus Christ. Good. Thanks, Hannah. Abraham dropped back in. Now we can have Sarah come. We got to get her hair back on. And she's going to tell us if this sentence is correct. I'm going to put this down for a second so I can use my two hands to get Sarah's. Ah, I dropped it. Hannah, can you go get it? I dropped her hair. Oh, let's come down. Okay. Actually. All right. Sorry, friends. It's taking us a second to get Sarah's hair back on. Hold on, Hannah. Just a minute. There we go. Sarah's back. Okay, so she can tell us if we did great on our sentence. Good work. Good job with the introduction. Good job, everyone. Now you just need to put the purpose, pattern, and structure. All right, Sarah. So let's figure this out. We know, it's okay. We know it's a SVT-DO. So let's label SVT-DO. And then we have another one, SVT-DO. So there's two, SVT-DO. Is this a declarative, exclamatory, interrogative, or imperative? Well, it's not commanding us to do anything. It's not asking us to do anything as an interrogation. It is saying something, but it's saying it with an exclamation point. So this is an exclamatory sentence. If you circled that, you're right. We have, is it simple? No. Is it compound with the fanboys? No. Is it complex because we have a subordinating conjunction that cannot stand alone? Yes. See that garage that cannot stand alone? That makes it complex. Good work, everyone. We're done. Great. Sarah, will you take us away from the false idols? Let's find a false idol. Here's a golden horse. She's going to go away from the false idols, get rid of that false idol, and she will make it to the temple with Abraham to worship our one true God. All right. Good work, everyone. Now go ahead and work on the back for this week, and we will see you again on Tuesday. Remember to color your Judgment Day page, and remember all the false gods they worshipped. What's actually interesting about the Egyptians is that they did believe in an afterlife and that our hearts would be judged at Judgment Day. So they had a lot of truth in their beliefs. but some of it was corrected. But go ahead and fill in the blank here and answer these questions, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.